Oil prices jumped to a two-month high, boosted by further weakness in the US dollar. This once again showed an inverse correlation between the greenback and other financial instruments, including commodities. However, such a sharp movement is usually followed by a correction or at least a slight pullback. So Brent crude will hardly consolidate above $80 per barrel. The most likely scenario suggests it's a gradual return to $78 per barrel. And this requires at least some fundamental factor. However, today's news that China's exports and imports continue to contract has failed to shift investor sentiment. Market participants are focusing on the factors contributing to higher oil prices, and thus they have priced in the intention of Chinese authorities to boost economic growth of the plans of Russia and Saudi Arabia to cut oil production. Gold traders also took advantage of a weak dollar. As a result, the quote climbed to the level of $1,960 per troy ounce. Since the beginning of the trading week, gold futures have added nearly 2%. However, downward correction is inevitable. Today, the precious metal is likely to pull back to $1,950 per troy ounce. At the same time, the long-term outlook for gold remains rather gloomy. Major central banks will almost surely keep raising interest rates, thus putting pressure on the metal. So the current rise in its value can be seen as a minor short-term deviation. In the medium term, gold is expected to dip below $1,900 per troy ounce. In the meantime, the Russian currency is trying to stabilize at around 90 rubles per dollar, with no attempts to edge higher. The ruble's downside potential is probably exhausted. At the same time, it has no room for upside. Concerns over the balance of payments are dampening risk appetite, preventing the ruble from erasing at least some losses. At the same time, the ruble is clearly oversold. Investors will keep waiting for the Bank of Russia's report on the balance of payments to be released next week. Until then, the market will probably remain relatively stable. We continue to follow developments in financial markets. Subscribe to our channel and follow news with us. See you soon.